W3NG. Anyway, good.
WA4LLR.
WB4ARK.
WB4NKL.
K4JAL.
Okay, I think somebody doubled with Buddy, but I'm not sure. So I've got WA4LLR, WB4ARK, WB4NKL, K4JAL. Whom did I miss?
It was me.
Oh, okay. Now you have to make 2 transmissions now, Jimmy. All right, this is N4LQ, listening once more for some more check-ins. Okay, well, it's kind of overcast outside. I don't know if talking here on the weather report about thunderstorms in the afternoon. And I've been aiming to put up my new antenna and take this old one down, but it's stretched out there along the driveway, just waiting for the trees. But I'm having trouble getting up the enthusiasm, I guess. But this will be the coolest day of the week. It's only supposed to be 86 today, back up to 90 tomorrow. So, Dave, over to you, WA4LLR, N4LQ.
Alrighty, N4LQ and the old friends, WA4LLR. Well, good morning to everybody. Steve, thanks for picking the net up. I hope Charlie's okay. I hope it's I hope he either overslept or forgot or whatever, like I did a few days ago. But thanks for being there. Everybody's sounding good up here this morning. We've got about 67 degrees, going up to high of 79 today. Quite a bit cooler than usual. Looks pretty overcast out there, and some fog. Running the ART-13 this morning, and receiving on the R390A. So, buddy, here it comes. WB4ARK, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR, WB4ARK. Okay, Dave. Well, not sure who I'm turning it to. Since Jimmy checked in there, I guess Jimmy's coming up last. So I go to Cliff. Well, here it is sunny, some high clouds, and in the 70s. So yesterday was brutal. I got out and did my weed eating early. I was out by 9 o'clock and finished my run by 10:30. So it was a tough job. Had a lot to do. Been putting it off, but I got it done. But I did suffer for it because it was very warm by 10:30, and I was soaked. So I was glad to get in and get out of the sun. So I sat on the back porch and cooled down, and then took a long shower. Well, got a few little projects going on here, but nothing seriously major. So we'll turn it over to Cliff and see what he's got today. WB4NKL, WB4ARK.
WB4ARK, WB4NKL, 72 degrees, and supposed to get up to 87 today. A little hotter than you, Steve. You said 86, but we'll see what happens. Got the yard mowed yesterday. Been mowing on Mondays, and I put it off till about 4 o'clock yesterday evening, and trying to let it dry up, and it was still kind of wet. Got the old crabgrass growing, and that stuff seems like holds moisture or something. Got clumps of grass out here. It dries up today. I need to go over and mow the clumps of grass that's laying around, or rake them or something. It sure hadn't never stopped growing this year. It just it keeps coming on. Haven't missed a week all summer, and it probably could be mowed twice a week, but I'm not going to do that. I don't know what happened to Charlie. Last thing I heard him say on 160 last night was, we'll catch you in the morning on 75. So he sure did know about it there last night. Jimmy, you sounding good this morning. I guess you're on the ART13. It's sounding good so far. K4JAL, WB4NKL.
WB4NKL, K4JAL. Yep, I'm on the ART13 and it's rated 2A. So far things are holding up. Got the headphones on. I've squirted the connectors on this mic and changed the battery, and what it's been doing is just stopping. The transmission just gets attenuated after a little while, and that's why I'm talking a long time to see if I can get it to happen. With the headphones, I'll know it. So if I fade out, guys, that's what happened. I'm going to get me another D104 at Waynesville if I can find one with the right plug, meet all my specifications, and then I'll have backup. I don't really think it's the rig itself, but who knows? So maybe Charlie's woke up by now. Back to you, Steve, N4LQ K4JAL.
K4JAL, N4LQ. Nope, you didn't fade away. Your mic is doing just fine. Send it over to KZ4B and let him test it out, Jim. That'll do it. Just being funny. Let's see, do we have anybody else want to join us?
W4DCS.
Okay, Doug, hang on. Anybody else? I don't hear anything. All right. I hope Charlie's okay. Let me go down the list here real quick. LLR to ARK to NKL to JAL, and then the Doug W4DCS. Who's up next? And then back to me. Go ahead, Doug.
Good morning, all. W4DCS. I'm on the Yaesu FT101E, and I don't know, it's not acting just right. I've been fooling around with this thing. It had some issues with the mode switch, which I thought I had straightened out, but I don't think that's the problem. That was a problem, but I'm not getting as much power out on this thing as I should. Anyway, Jimmy, I don't think it's the mic. Brandon had that same problem, where you'd start out and then it would slowly fade away. It turned out to be a tube on the audio module. And there's also, we were talking earlier, it's a module, it's got a connector. Buddy can tell you about that. So that connector could have some oxidation on it. My guess is it's a tube, because it did slowly fade away that time. Anyway, I'm not sure what's going on with this rig. I may switch to a different one. Hopefully y'all copy me okay. N4LQ W4DCS.
Okay, Doug, did you say Jimmy faded away?
Yeah, I thought he did. What, did you hear it, Cliff?
Well, no, I didn't hear any difference at all. But he may have faded away on your end due to QSB or something. Anyway, we'll see if anybody else noticed it. As we go around here, this is N4LQ. Any more check-ins? Yeah, okay. Well, had a little trouble with Amazon lately. It's been going on for a long time. You order something and it says arriving tomorrow, next day. Boy, if you order within so many hours, and you do that, and the next day comes and it says, oh, arriving tomorrow, just like nothing happened, And of course it's Prime, Amazon Prime, and that's supposed to be a 2-day delivery anyway. So I don't know if they're doing that deliberately or what exactly is going on there, but that's pretty common. Well, my phone has like most any Android or iPhone, it's got an alarm clock built in, and I've got it set to go off about 10 minutes before the net every Tuesday and Thursday and Sunday, and it just does that whether I need it or not. I just let it go and I never have to worry about it, so I'm always reminded about that. Looking at a receive antenna for 160 static and wondering if that might help, and I'm looking at the loop on the ground, which is about 60 to 100 feet of wire in a loop fashion laying right on the ground, and I've seen some YouTube videos on it. One guy installed it and all he could pick up was noise, so he ended up using it for a noise antenna for his phaser, but most of the people are saying that there's a lot less noise, and according to somebody's theory there's less atmospheric noise on a loop on the ground. So I don't know. The transformer used to match it is a 9-to-1, and I can't figure out which way it's turned, because according to antenna theory and anything I've ever read and AI and my antenna software, if you take a short antenna it's going to have a low impedance, and if you lay it on the ground, it's going to be even lower. And matter of fact, it's a fraction of an ohm. And this guy shows himself using a VNA antenna analyzer to measure it directly to the antenna, and it measures 300 ohms. So I don't know what's going on there. It seems to be a little confusing. It looks to me like they've got the transformer turned around the wrong direction. But I'm going to experiment with that. I'm just going to lay the antenna on the ground real quick and take my VNA and measure it and see if it actually comes out 300 ohms or a fraction of an ohm. Comments on that would be appreciated. So, Jimmy, you sounded fine. I didn't hear any degradation there at all, but you might talk a little bit longer next time and tell us about your cat or dog or something. Over to Dave, WA4LLR, N4LQ.
Alrighty, N4LQ, the old friends, WA4LLR. Alrighty, very good. Well, Steve, I'm looking forward to hearing the results of the antenna experiment. It does sound counterintuitive what they were saying, but who knows? Oh, mercy. Yeah, buddy, yesterday was a little toasty for a lot of heavy outside work. I'm glad you survived that. And Cliff, I appreciate you giving me the information earlier on the new location, or the location of the new Freiburgs in Johnson City. I enjoy eating there sometimes when we're over there. Jimmy, I didn't hear anything go south on your audio that time. It sounded like it maintained just fine. So we'll continue to listen. And yeah, you need to definitely make an old buzzard transmission and give it the acid test. Doug, the 101E sounds good to me. It's punching through with no problem up here. Let's see what else is going on. Not a whole lot. I've got most of my antenna work done. Got the Johnson 500 repaired, back on the air, which I'm very happy about and thankful for. And let's see. Got to this afternoon we go down and do some music and ministry at one of the nursing homes in Marion. And we usually go out and eat barbecue or something like that afterwards, so I'm looking forward to that. Space weather's pretty calm today. Sunpot count's 130, solar flux index is 143, and the K is 1.33, so magnetic field is good and stable. A few interesting things from this day in history, if I can get it to cooperate with me here. On this day in 1861, the first Battle of Bull Run was fought. On this day in 1951, Robin Williams was born. On this day in 1899, Ernest Hemingway was born. On this day in 1972, comedian George Carlin was arrested for his infamous 7 dirty words routine. Oh my, boy, times have changed. On this day in 1865, Wild Bill Hickok fought the first quick-draw Western shootout in Springfield, Missouri, and the recipient who received the fatal shot was Dave Tutt. Let's see, on this day in 1944, Hitler announced "I'm unhurt" after the attempted, Operation Valkyrie, the attempt on his life. On this day in 1970, the Aswan Dam was completed. On this day in 2011, NASA's final space shuttle mission came to an end. And on this day in 1933, Wiley Post completed the first solo around-the-world flight. So there you go. Down to you, buddy. WB4ARK, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR, WB4ARK. Okay, everybody in the net. Well, Jimmy, I did not hear any drop off in your audio is solid all the way through. I think you should give a longer transmission so we can see if there is a real problem. And somebody mentioned a pilot by the name of Wrong Way Corrigan. I remember that my father used to mention that when I was a kid. That was a household name. Yeah, he was something else. Didn't know all the details that was mentioned the other day on the air. Well, let's see. There's another issue, and that is Amazon. Yeah, I'm like you, Steve. I don't know about this next day business. I have Amazon Prime, so does my wife. So basically, I ordered a right angle drill attachment. Hooks up to your regular cordless drill and gives you a much better short angle of attack. So with a short drill bit, you can get into some really tight places. Well, supposed to come the next day. Didn't arrive. Said it was being delayed. Be here the next day. It arrives, and first thing I do when I open it up is the inside package is open. The package that the right angle drill was packaged in was opened. So I wonder if the mail service had been monkeying with my mail. Nah, just kidding. But it's supposed to have a chuck. No chuck. The outside package had no holes in it and could not have lost the chuck through any openings in that package. So it also looked like it was kind of dinged a little bit on the black surface of this right angle drill unit. And when I turned the spindle, it was kind of clunky. It would turn and then kind of get hard and then turn and then get a little hard. So I thought, you know, this doesn't feel right. So I went ahead and used a drill, 4 small holes, 632 size in a piece of aluminum bulkhead, and so I sent it back and got a refund. So I don't know if I'm going to order another one from Amazon or not, because they're all over the eBay and places like that. But it did kind of tick me off. So I've had that happen before with Amazon. So I don't know what their issue is. Someone sends something back and they didn't, either they used it, they didn't like it, or they did their job and then they turn around and send it back to them. And then they, in turn, repackage it and send it back to me when I placed an order. But I didn't get a chuck key, so there wasn't any real way to tighten the chuck down, and luckily I didn't have to have it extremely tight. Soft aluminum. So with that, over to Cliff, WB4NKL, WB4ARK.
WB4ARK, it's WB4NKL. I guess that kind of stuff happens. You probably could have reordered it and got another one, or told them the problem. But I've had pretty good luck out of Amazon. I ordered my leaf blower wouldn't start there Friday, and I didn't have any plugs for it, so I ordered off Amazon. Ordered some plugs, and that was Friday night. Said it'd be here Sunday, and they showed up Sunday. I've got the Amazon Prime, and I don't know what it costs now, but I'm sure that I'm saved way more on shipping than what the Amazon Prime costs, because I'm all the time ordering something from them, and they'll say you saved $9 in shipping, and on this order, and and it all amounts up. So I'm sure I'm way ahead of the game there just on shipping cost. Now, Jimmy, I didn't hear the fade that time, so I guess Doug had some QSB. Doug, you hollered at me a minute ago. I was across the room there, but Steve answered you. So we'll see. We'll let Jimmy make another transmission and see what happens. On the antenna, Steve, I would think laying it on the ground would definitely lower the impedance normally, but I guess it'd be a good check. I know a lot of guys used to run beverage on the ground, the antennas for 160. That did good, and but they're sort of directional. So I don't know if you'd be interested. I don't know if you got the real estate for that either. But those do pretty good on receive. Not much else here, so send it on to Jimmy. Jimmy, and if you need one of those plugs, I've got plenty of those plugs that fit the ART13. I can bring you one if you need it. K4JAL, WB4NKL.
WB4NKL, K4JAL. Okay, Cliff, if you don't mind, bring one, and I'll rig something up to make sure. And I'm not blaspheming against. I just had a power failure here at the house, so it came back up. But that wouldn't have been my rig's fault, so I assume that I'm on the air because I've got carrier going out, and I don't know whether I'm going or not, so I'm going to give a pause and somebody tell me whether I'm transmitting.
You're good.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, old buzzard transmission. I hope I can do KZ4B justice here. John, if you're listening, I'm trying. I think I can handle replacing a tube if that's possible. Possibly the problem or the connector or whatever. I just, this box is so good, I just think it's probably okay. And I can tell whether I'm doing good or not, actually, by watching my needles wiggle and hearing the feedback. So, I don't know. It may have done something to my little brake. I'm not sure. Oh well. The other thing that's been going on with me is I'm working on my Spitfire. I put a vacuum gauge on the intake manifold, and it was quivering like mad, which is an indication that the valve's floating or something's going wrong. So I pulled the plugs out and get ready to adjust the valve today, and I'll make sure the points are spot on, and go back at it again, and hope the little thing is doing better. It looks like a great new car, but didn't have the power it should have. I'm puzzling on what's going on here, because before I had that power failure, I I could hear myself. It burnt down, so I hope that it takes something out of it. She did give me feedback, and that came pretty good. Right. Okay. I'm all right. Yeah. Okay. I hope I called everybody that okay, it's like I couldn't monitor everything.
Yeah, you just bit the dust there, Jim. Doug, are you still there? W4DCS. Doug, go ahead. Well, has everybody lost their audio? This N4LQ, yeah, Jimmy, you about halfway through that transmission, you started distorting. I started out by hearing some clicking sounds, and then you started distorting, and then finally you were just down to no audio at all, just a little kind of a scratchy honking sound or something. So you still got a problem. Let's see, Doug, somebody was kicking up a pretty strong carrier, but I don't know if that was Doug or not. Let me try again. It's N4LQ listening. That was interesting. Okay. Very interesting. Let's see. Let me try one more time. W4DCS, are you still with us? Catastrophic. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, Jimmy, I think you still got a problem, and about the time you start talking about the Spitfire, I could heard the word Spitfire, and then everything started going way down. So maybe it is a tube or something in that transmitter. And I think you said it's an ART13, so try a different transmitter, I guess. That's interesting about the right angle drill, because I bought one, I think it was at Harbor Freight, the adapter, for I think it's a 1/4 inch, maybe, you know. It's got a little handle on it, and right angle attachment. A real nice looking unit. Comes in a nice looking box. I think it was like a metal box, or no, plastic box. And first thing I did was turn the shaft, and it sounds like a meat grinder. Kind of wobbly and awful sounding thing, and I put it on the drill, and I actually can get a hole drill, but it's got a lot of slop in it, and it's basically a piece of junk. And it sounds like that's pretty much what you got there. I wonder how many of them are like that. I guess it's got something in there like a planetary gear or something, but it's just not built very well. So I still got it. I didn't take it back because it is sort of usable, but in a pinch. And I've used it probably 2 times in the past 10 years. Interesting about Wild Bill Hickok. I didn't know he shot somebody, so I guess I'm way behind on my history of Wild Bill Hickok. So, and I'm glad you got your Johnson 500 going there, Dave. I guess you're on that now. It sounds, whatever you're on, it sounds good. And as far as the loop antenna on the ground, definitely the impedance has to be low, and everybody recommends using a step-up 1 to 9 transformer to step it up. And it's It's just a regular transformer with 2 or 3 turns on the primary and a whole bunch of turns on the secondary to step it up to the antenna, which I spent a lot of time asking AI about it, and it went into great detail on the impedance. You know, you have to step it up for the transmitter because the antenna's impedance is real low. So I don't know what's going on. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But the loop is on the ground is supposed to have total immunity to local generated noise, because it's vertically polarized, the noise is, and the antenna is supposed to be horizontally polarized, so they say. But I was mostly interested to see what would happen with atmospheric noise for 160 and see if it makes any difference. So we got plenty of time. I'll turn it over to Dave, WA4LLR, N4LQ.
All right, fine business. Let's see, N4LQ, WA4LLR. Jim, sorry. It sure went to crap after about a few minutes into that transmission. So, yep, I'm afraid it's internal to the rig. Hopefully just a tube. Buddy may have the inside into that, since he is a ART13 guru. Tell you where to start, so on and so forth. Buddy, sorry about the right angle drill. So far I've been pretty fortunate on my purchases from Amazon. Yeah, we've had an Amazon Prime account for years, and I'm like you, Cliff. I know I've saved a whole lot of money on delivery charges. Plus, I like how rapid they are in getting it to you. And yeah, I've noticed they've slipped a little occasionally lately, but still faster than anybody else around. Let's see here. I don't know what happened to Doug. I hope something didn't blow up. And I kept hearing, I heard that carrier come in there several times as well, Steve. I hope Charlie's all right. That's kind of got me concerned. I've not looked at the radar to see if there might be a storm parked over him, but I don't think we had any in the forecast for today. I've got a question I'll throw out there. And as far as antenna analyzers and that sort of thing, I've used MFJ antenna analyzers for years, and I've also got a VNA, and I really like the VNA, but man, I'm telling you, that screen is so small that my eyes have a fit with it, and out in the sunlight it's a kind of a pain as well. I just want some opinions. I know the rig experts and Comet and several others make some high-dollar antenna analyzers. I wonder if anybody's had experience with them, and are they that much better than the old MFJ, 259, so on and so forth, like that. I'm thinking about upgrading a little bit on the antenna analyzers, and I just would like some opinions on if you were going to go after and get a good analyzer, what would you get? So, with that being said, I'm not in a rush either, so, buddy, over to you. WB4ARK, WA4LLR, and, Steve, no, I'm not on the 500, I'm on the ART13 now. Go ahead, buddy.
WA4LLR, WB4ARK. Okay, Dave, your ART13 sounds very good this morning. Jimmy sounded good when he first started, and then he started dying out. So a tube can act that way. If you were monitoring your audio hopefully you're listening, from the side tone on the ART13. Well, that would take care of the first audio and the side tone amplifier. But the main amplifier, audio amplifier that is driving the grid of the the modulation, that is a different 6V6, and so that one could be your problem. If you're receiving a good audio signal from your side tone, if you're using your side tone. So I would take that into consideration and go from there. It's not hard to replace the tubes. They're perfectly accessible from the top of the unit. If you have a manual, you would pull the V207 out. V207, I believe it is. 201 is the first one. That's a 6SJ7. The next one for the side tone is, I believe that's 203. And the other one, it might be 202. It might be 202. But anyhow, because I think it feeds transformer T202, so it's probably 202. So pull that tube, put in another 6V6 and check it. Give it an on-air test and see what happens. And as far as the antenna lying on the ground, I used a long wire antenna which I strung up. It probably was somewhere around 500 feet long. And there's the phone. Transmitter definitely takes priority over the phone. Anyhow, so I got a tremendous amount of noise. It was fairly low to the ground in a couple places, and it stretched at least 500 feet back into the woods. And I didn't like it, so I called it back up. It was some wire I'd gotten from Lowe's back when copper wire was much less expensive. And so that went on to be used for another project. Anyhow, that's my experience with a antenna close to the ground. I've never messed with any antenna devices to measure the inductance of the antenna and so forth. I used Glenn Farr's MFJ unit, borrowed it for a week or two, and did some testing of my attic antenna to find out what the various conditions were on various frequencies. See what the SWR was and so forth. So that's the only input I can give you on, and that's not much, on the MFJ. So I don't have anything else to say about them. So we'll turn it over to Cliff. WB4NKL, WB4ARK.
Yeah, WB4ARK, It's WB4NKL. And on those antenna analyzers, I've got the MFJ, and you know, they're relatively expensive. I've got a Bird antenna analyzer that's probably costs $1,500, $2,000, and it get the same results with both of them. But the MFJ is a lot easier to use. It's that Bird is I have to get the book out to operate it sometimes. I guess if you used it all the time, you'd get used to it, but the MFJ is just, you know, pick it up and go. But I'm not familiar with the Comets or the others. But MFJ is my go-to, even with the even with the Bird instrument here at hand. Yeah, Jimmy, I've got you a plug out here. I wonder if you have those tubes. You're not using the side tone, you're just using your receiver to monitor. So it could be the 6SJ7 also, and I wonder if you need those tubes. I can lay those tubes out. If you don't have any spares, I can bring those to Waynesville also. So go ahead. Hope the receiver hadn't quit. K4JAL, WB4NKL.
WB4NKL, K4JAL seem to be operating well right now. If it drops out again, my voice went out on me. One of the things that happened that's discombobulating is we had a power failure. The lights went out and everything in here for you know, probably a second. Just one of those where they've switched transformers or something. But yeah, if you don't mind, bring me a tube too, Cliff, and I'll appreciate it. I may have it. I've got a lot of tubes, but I may not have that one. And I'm glad to hear, buddy, that it's straightforward. Just take the top off and access the tubes. I do have a good, thorough manual on that rig, so I'll be okay that way. It seems to be working good again now. It's crazy. But my voice went out on me too. I almost got laryngitis, so that's not helpful. Everything I've got's failing, I reckon. But that comes from being my age. Anyway, I wonder what happened to Charlie. I hope somebody checks on him. Back over to you, Steve. N4LQ, K4JAL.
All right, let's see if Doug's here. W4DCS, N4LQ.
I don't know if I'm here or not. Do you copy okay?
Oh, loud and clear.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think you're on the right track there, Jimmy. My schematic shows a 12. A 12 SJ7. I don't know if that's right or not, but Brandon had the exact same problem with his. And when I had it here, it kind of drove me nuts. It would play for a while and then just fade away. And you know, I cleaned the contacts on the module and fooled around with it. Turned out to be a tube. And I don't remember which tube it was, but it was one of those tubes in the audio module, which is very easy to get to. I would suggest you run it into a dummy load, Jimmy, and set up a receiver and just try those tubes. Could be one of the tube sockets, and you'll figure it out pretty quick. I think there is a kill switch on the lid, if I remember correctly. So if you're going to operate it with the top off it, you'll have to bypass that switch. But yeah, you'll figure it out. But I seriously doubt it's the microphone. Anyway, yeah, I'm on the FT101 Echo with the into the SB220. And I don't think it's working as well as it should, but you'll have that with these old rigs. Anyways, looking forward to Waynesville. Hope to see some of you guys. Steve, I wonder if you're going to make it up there. And Jimmy, I heard you're going to be going up there with Hammerl and Don, so looking forward to seeing you guys. And so here you go, Steve. N4LQ W4DCS.
Okay, W4DCS N4LQ. Well, that audio on that 101E is great, and you know, good highs. You're not broad. I'm looking at the SDR over here, and you're about you know, right at 3 kc wide, and so I don't know. Are you driving an amplifier, Doug? Over?
Yeah, I'm driving the SB220. I'm not getting as much out of the, you know, these sweep tubes in the FT101E don't seem to do that well. I think I remember seeing something about you need to have the Toshiba tubes, or you had to modify something to run the American-made sweep tubes. I don't remember, but and I might have a contact problem or something like that too. But yeah, it's running into the SB220, but maybe it's, you know, a little less than a 100-watt carrier. Maybe only about, yeah, it's not even a 50-watt carrier, so either I'm reading something's not right here. I don't know what. Anyways, M4LQ W4DCS.
Okay, well, I am streaming the video on this, and you can go back and look, listen to it, and on my channel and see what you think. But I can tell you this: the modulation percentage is way over 100%, so that's good. And I do hope to make it to Waynesville. I'm going to try, and we'll know Saturday morning. But I guess I'll head up. Hopefully I-40 is clear and get up there that way. If not, I'll have to take the back roads. Let's see, topic was brought up about antenna analyzers. I tell you what, the price on those things has just gotten ridiculous, and some of these rig experts are, you know, pushing $1,000 for some of the higher end ones, and I got a feeling they're getting hard to get. Of course, they come out of Ukraine, and Ukraine is, I don't know how in the world anybody operates a business in the Ukraine, but they're doing it. I've got one I've had for a number of years. It took me a while to catch on to it. It's kind of a complicated, you know, as far as going through the menu and all that, but it does work okay. And then I've got a couple of MFJs that I've accumulated, and they are indeed much easier to use. And but I've gotten to where I use the Rig Expert most of the time. The batteries last a long time. The MFJ, you don't want to put batteries in them because it takes way too many of them to begin with. It takes like, I think it's like 9 AA's or some crazy thing like that. And I just have a gel cell, a 12-volt gel cell here with a lead on it and a plug. I just plug it in there and carry it with me if I want to do it outside. But most of my analyzing is done in the shack here, and I do have the little nano VNA, which is good for certain things. It's good for doing networks, you know, checking balance, transformers, and you can scan an entire range of frequencies with it and see the entire spectrum. And I always use it with the computer. I never try to read that crazy screen. I just got a USB I plug into it. It's got the software I bring up, and that works really nice. But I never use it remotely. And so it's a lot in one little box. But MFJs are still available, and I guess it's all leftover stuff. I was looking here at HRO. They have a couple of them, and they got the cheapest one is the MFJ 213, and it's kind of stripped down looking, but it looks like it might be a pretty good unit. It's $248, so it's about the cheapest thing you can buy. And then they've got the 249D, which goes all the way up to 230 megahertz and down to 280 kc. So that covers everything, and it's $294. And they've got some, I think, up in Portland office somewhere. So I tell you what, I think it might be a good time to go ahead and buy an MFJ, because they're just, I'm surprised any are still around, and I think I'd get one while I could. Anyway, we got time to do a quick 73 round. Let's go ahead and take care of that. WA4LLR, N4LQ.
All right, Steve, N4LQ, WA4LLR. Well, thanks for calling the net this morning. I sent Charlie a text, but haven't heard anything back. Hope he's all right. I appreciate everybody's input on the antenna analyzers. And like I said, I've got a couple here, but I just wanted everybody's opinion. And let's see, not much of anything else, so everybody have a great day. 7-3, God bless, and Lord willing, we will catch up with you Thursday morning. And Jimmy, I hope you can find the tube or whatever's causing the issue with ART13 without much difficulty. So, 7-3, WB4ARK, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR, WB4ARK. Did I say 6SJ7 a minute ago? I meant 12 if I said 6. So the way you said that, Doug, it kind of made me think I might have said 6. So it's a 12SJ7 is the input audio tube. Anyhow, those would to be checked, and you could check them on a tube tester, but if you do, leave it in the tester for a short period of time. Do not put it on test for a long period of time. That can degrade the tube, but do a quick test, check it, then let it stay in the tester with the filament lit, and be sure to check your inner electrode capacitance for any inner electrode shorts, and go very slowly when you check them from one to the other. Tap the tube very slightly while you're doing it. Some people forget to do that. And do that several times to make sure you don't have any inner electrode shorts. Well, let's see, there was something I was going to say about something Steve said regarding the, I forget what it was now. Maybe it was Dave. I don't remember. Anyhow, so we will say thanks for calling the net, Steve, in the absence of you know who. Anyhow, I believe if there was a thunderstorm in the area that it would have dissipated by now enough for him to call in. So I wonder what's going on. Is kind of concerning that Charlie is missing in action today. So hopefully he'll put something on the internet if when he does recover his faculties. So I know he put something on the other day when there was a thunderstorm overhead, but then he was on the air, so I don't know if that was obviously a quick assessment of the thunderstorm activity, and then he actually came on the air on Sunday, and so that took care of that. But this is a long time to be off. Anyhow, we'll say 73, and I hope everybody has a great time at the Hamfest this weekend. WB4NKL, WB4ARK.
Yeah, WB4ARK. It's WB4NKL. Now, Jimmy, I got you a pile laid out here. I got the plug and a 12SJ7 and a 6V6. I might have said 6SJ7 a while ago, just off, not looking at the manual. But I've got the correct tubes laid out here for you. And that's probably best way, just to shotgun it. I kind of agree with everybody else. It sounds more like a tube problem, about longer you stay keyed. It usually don't ever happen at the beginning of your transmission. It's after you've been keyed a while. So I'm thinking maybe a tube instead of a connection. And Brandon's, I remember that. I think it ended up being the 12SJ7 was what was wrong with his. So good chance that's what's going on with yours. And yeah, I'm a little concerned about Charlie. He's sometimes late, but he usually shows up before the net's over. And I think that's the reason we call him Tail End Charlie there a lot of days. 73s, and try to catch everybody Thursday. Thanks for calling it, Steve. K4JAL, WB4NKL.
WB4NKL, K4JAL. My voice is conked out more than my radio right now. I really appreciate all the support out of you guys. It's the best net in the world. There's no doubt about it, especially for a neophyte like me. Yeah, I've been running this thing through a dummy load and have put many minutes through it, and it never fails unless I'm online out talking. So I've got enough information here. I do have a good Hitchcock tube tester. I won't care about that. If I change one out and it's solid from then on, then that tube is dead for me. There's no need to test it. So it sounds like it's fairly straightforward. Ought to be able to handle it. Appreciate everybody. Hope Charlie's okay. Over to you, Doug, W4DCS. By the way, I'm looking forward to seeing you. It's been a while. K4JAL, 7-3, guys.
Okay, Jimmy. K4JAL, W4DCS. Yeah, you made it fine that time. Hey, you'll find it. It's the good thing is that module is very easy to get to, like Buddy was saying. And the top pops right off it. Nice and easy peasy. So you'll be all right. You'll get it. And yeah, look forward to seeing you up there in Waynesville. And yeah, I guess Chuck has lined us up someplace to go for lunch. He's good at that. He's good at finding restaurants. So we might want to call ahead. Might be a big crowd. A bunch of the Over the Hill gang are going to be there, and some of the old friends too. So we might have a pretty good group of guys, which will be extra fun. So anyways, yes, Steve, thanks for calling it. You always sound great here in Winston-Salem. And yeah, we're starting to lose the band a little bit. Dave kind of faded down some there. So anywho, yeah, hopefully Charlie's all right. I expect he probably is. We had a shower here earlier. No lightning or anything like that, but it's been a problem. Now on this transmission, this thing has come. Oh no. No, it's all in my mind. I got the range switch. I thought it came way up, but it's about maybe a 75 watt carrier, and it should be a lot more, so I'll have to look at that. Anyway, thanks again, Steve. N4LQ W4DCS.
Okay, Doug. The N4LQ. Well, like I said, it sounds great, so don't worry about it. Well, I hope you can figure out that ART13, Jimmy. I don't know anything about him. It's kind of it takes a long time for it to conk out like that, and it's gradual. So I don't know if a tube tester is going to show it or not. I mean, because it doesn't put it under the same stress, and you'd have to hold the button down for a long time and wait. So I don't know what that's all about. Could be a coupling capacitor between a couple audio stages gradually leaking and driving the bias up so high that on the grid that it just finally cuts it off. It wouldn't surprise me a bit. But that could be diagnosed from the top by using a VOM on the grid if you got a socket extender. But anyway, I'll just leave it at that and hope you can figure it out. Okay, well, appreciate everybody checking in, and it's been a good net in spite of the small crowd. Good topics, good discussion, and hopefully you see everybody on Thursday. And of course tonight, had a good time last night on 160, 1864 at 8 o'clock. Join us if you can possibly do it. So with all that, we'll say 73s. This is N4LQ, closing the Old Friends Net.